Sigma males are like life's best-kept secrets, mysterious, unpredictable, and often underestimated. They don't flaunt their intelligence, which makes it all too easy to overlook just how sharp they really are. But look a little closer, and you'll see a whole different story, one told in strange, subtle behaviors that reveal a rare kind of mental depth. For most, these behaviors don't quite fit the mold. To outsiders, they can come off as eccentric, even antisocial. But what others might label as weird is really the tip of a much deeper iceberg. Their perspectives challenge the ordinary, leading them to solutions and understandings that remain hidden from the masses. It's a quiet kind of brilliance, one that often goes unnoticed until you take the time to really observe. So, if you think you got Sigma males figured out, think again. Behind their enigmatic exterior is a treasure trove of intelligence, waiting to be uncovered. Without further ado, here are the 6 weird traits that prove Sigma males are smarter than you realize. 1. They absorb knowledge from unlikely places. Sigma males are lifelong students, but they don't limit their learning to classrooms, books, or mainstream sources. They're always tuned into the world around them, constantly picking up knowledge from experiences, encounters, and unconventional places. Where others might pass by an unusual street mural or a snatch of dialogue from a passerby without a second thought, a Sigma male will pause, absorb, and interpret it, finding wisdom in the everyday. Their curiosity doesn't discriminate, whether it's watching the interactions of strangers at a cafe or analyzing the lyrics of a nearly forgotten song. Sigma males draw connections and learn about human nature, society, and themselves. They view life as a massive, never-ending classroom, and they're always on the lookout for insights from what others would see as inconsequential moments. They might even see value in things others find trivial, like old wives' tales or quirky folk stories, sensing that there's often a hidden layer of truth that's been overlooked. This way of learning is what makes Sigma males so unpredictable. Their intelligence isn't confined to academic degrees or fancy certifications, so they surprise people by knowing things you wouldn't expect them to know. This eclectic approach makes their understanding of the world incredibly broad, spanning subjects from psychology and history to obscure trivia. They learn holistically, piecing together bits of knowledge until they have a fuller picture of reality than those who stick to just one perspective. Ultimately, they trust that knowledge can be found everywhere, not just in formal sources. And by valuing these unlikely places for learning, they ensure they're constantly evolving and staying open-minded, creating a unique intellectual edge that's hard to replicate. 2. They can argue both sides of a debate with equal conviction. Sigma males are often misunderstood in debates or discussions because they don't anchor themselves to just one side of an argument. They have a rare ability to argue both sides with equal conviction. This isn't a lack of commitment to their beliefs. It's a commitment to understanding. They recognize that life's issues are seldom black and white, so they take the time to explore all angles, even if it means stepping out of their comfort zone. In practice, this means they can deconstruct a viewpoint they personally disagree with and defend it just as thoroughly as they would their own perspective. It's a mental exercise that broadens their empathy and challenges them to think outside of their own experiences. By genuinely engaging with opposing ideas, Sigma males sharpen their own perspectives, often reaching a nuanced understanding that's far richer than the simplistic right or wrong mentality. Their willingness to see both sides often throws people off, leading some to label them as indecisive or overly complex. But for Sigma males, this is just a side effect of a deeper commitment to truth. They're not interested in winning arguments or proving themselves. They're interested in finding clarity, which often requires temporarily suspending their own biases. In a world that often rushes to take sides, this trait allows them to remain independent thinkers, free from the pressures of groupthink. They know that by understanding both sides, they're not only better prepared to tackle issues, but also more equipped to create meaningful, balanced solutions. Their goal isn't to dominate a debate, but to approach it with a fuller understanding. If you are enjoying this video, kindly support us by liking it, so others can see it. 3. They're obsessed with mastering their own mind. For Sigma males, the mind is not just an organ that happens to think. It's a tool, a muscle, a domain they aim to master. This obsession with mental self-mastery is their foundation for tackling life's challenges. While most people react to situations based on impulse, emotions, or habit, a Sigma male seeks to understand and regulate these inner workings. They practice discipline in thoughts, challenging their assumptions and pushing themselves to grow beyond their limitations. Their approach often involves techniques like mindfulness, meditation, or self-reflection, methods that allow them to observe their own minds without judgment. For them, it's not about clearing the mind or escaping reality, but about developing a clear, stable awareness of their thoughts. They aim to avoid knee-jerk reactions and instead choose their responses deliberately. This inner work makes them less susceptible to manipulations and emotional appeals, allowing them to remain level-headed even when things around them are chaotic. Sigma males are also intentional about rewiring mental patterns that don't serve them. They don't just accept unproductive or negative thoughts as normal. They analyze them, recognize their origins, and gradually reshape them. Whether it's by breaking free from a limiting belief or overcoming fear, they work on their minds with the same dedication that athletes use to train their bodies. This constant honing of mental faculties gives them a unique resilience. It's not that they don't feel frustration, sadness, or anger, but that they've developed a skill set for managing these emotions without letting them dictate their actions. Through mastery of their mind, Sigma males create a psychological sanctuary, a place where they can retreat, regroup, and re-emerge with renewed clarity. It's a way of life that keeps them sharp and constantly growing. 4. They find meaning in the smallest details. Sigma males have an acute sense of observation, and they don't just see the world at face value. They're constantly searching for hidden layers, meanings, and subtleties. For them, the small details often reveal more than the obvious. They believe that people, situations, and even objects carry a wealth of unspoken information if one knows how to look closely. This trait can make them seem almost hyper-attuned to things others overlook. They might notice the slight hesitation in someone's voice, the way their eyes shift when asked a question, or the faint wear on a book's cover indicating it's been frequently read. To a Sigma male, these details tell a story. They see past appearances and into the motivations, histories, and experiences that underneath them, giving them a perceptive edge that most people simply don't have. Their attention to detail often means they catch discrepancies or uncover truths long before others do. They can tell when someone's words don't align with their actions, or when something's amiss in a situation that seems normal to everyone else. This ability gives them a kind of sixth sense, allowing them to navigate relationships and environments with a depth of understanding that borders on intuition. For Sigma males, the details aren't just trivia. They're clues that help them piece together the world around them. This insight into the subtle layers of life often makes them feel more connected, more aware, and more capable of understanding complexities that go unnoticed by others. It's not about being fussy or nitpicky. It's about appreciating that sometimes the truth lies in the smallest, most easily overlooked parts of life. 5. They communicate in precise, layered language. Sigma males aren't ones to waste words or engage in surface-level chit-chat. They believe that language should be used to convey meaning, not to fill silence or mask discomfort. As a result, they tend to communicate in a way that's direct, precise, and often layered with subtleties that only those who pay close attention will catch. This makes their conversations more impactful, as every word carries weight and purpose. Their communication style is often perceived as honest to the point of bluntness, but it's not that they're unkind. It's that they believe in delivering truth without sugarcoating it. They trust that people are mature enough to handle straightforwardness, so they skip the pleasantries and focus on substance. Even when speaking casually, they're careful to choose words that accurately reflect their thoughts, avoiding empty or exaggerated statements. But there's more to their language than just honesty. Sigma males often speak in ways that carry multiple layers of meaning, leaving space for interpretation and contemplation. They enjoy conversations that challenge the listener to think, and they don't always explain everything outright. It's not unusual for them to make a point indirectly, using analogies or illusions, which leaves an impression long after the conversation has ended. Their precise, layered communication style isn't about showing off intelligence. It's about making sure their thoughts are conveyed as clearly and powerfully as possible. They understand that words can be powerful tools, and they use them with care, often making an impact with fewer words than most people need. 6. They take long breaks to think. In a world that celebrates speed and productivity, Sigma males often go against the grain by taking deliberate, extended breaks to think. While most people feel pressured to stay busy, they understand that true insight requires time and space. These breaks aren't about doing nothing. They're about creating room for deep, uninterrupted thought. Whether they're mulling over a problem, exploring a creative idea, or simply reflecting on their experiences, they take this time seriously. During these thinking breaks, they allow their minds to wander freely, knowing that creativity and clarity often arise when the mind is at rest. This practice of stepping back, of not forcing solutions, enables them to see things from angles they might miss if they were rushing. It's in these moments of quiet contemplation that they often make their biggest breakthroughs, connecting ideas in ways that feel effortless because they've given their minds the freedom to explore. This approach also means they're less likely to make hasty decisions. They're comfortable with pausing, reflecting, and considering their next move carefully. This ability to slow down and think things through is a rare skill that allows them to avoid common pitfalls that come from impulsivity or a fear of inactivity. Their long breaks to think aren't about avoiding action. They're about ensuring that when they do act, it's with clarity, purpose, and a sense of direction that's unshakable. This contemplative habit may make them appear withdrawn at times, but those who know them well understand that these breaks are what allow them to move through life with a clear mind and a steady hand. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and also check out this next video.